and what you make of how Republicans on Capitol Hill today were responding to that 70 minutes last night.
I'm actually impressed that that a number of them responded the way they did. I mean, first off, I thought you did a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you did the best job anybody could expect out of anybody going up against Donald Trump. I mean, it was to your point last night.
By the way, he said that behind your back.
While I was over there.
Yeah.
But to your point last night that you made, it was a rerun. I mean, this was Trump being Trump, as he's always been. And I'm disappointed that we didn't see something new. Like, just put everything that happened in 2020, the trial, there's ways to deflect that and put it in the back rearview mirror, but tell us what we're going to do next. So I'm actually very impressed that we had Republicans on the Hill that were willing to at least address the issue. Now, there were some that just don't want to even get involved in the noise, like Lisa Murkowski, who's from my home state. I commend her for that. I mean, at least let the noise die down and then come out and make a statement later when she has to.
Ben, what'd you think?
Well, first of all, I just appreciated you being the matador against the bull. I mean, anybody who's had a conversation with Donald Trump knows it is a very hard thing to do, just even in normal life, let alone in front of millions of people. And I also thought it was a rerun, it was a repeat, but I think you also put him in a position where he revealed some things that people who don't watch him all the time were not aware of. For instance, he's updated his sort of weaponizing of nostalgia. Before it was Make America Great Again from the 50s. And that's very appealing to people who feel that today is a rough period. He's now moved it up. No, Make America Great Again from just 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago, it was great. It was perfect. Everything was wonderful. And if he stays there where he's praising his own past and pointing to the future and sticks Biden with the president, that's dangerous. And so I think now Democrats, now we have a chance to look at it, we can start getting ready. We can see a little bit of how he's going to move. And I think a lot of Democrats had not watched him for 3 years. Shocking how terrible he still is, but also you see the virus is mutating, and we've got to be ready for him.
Maggie, what did you think? Especially given, obviously, one of his arguments he's been making lately is that maybe he won't participate in the Republican primary debates because he is so far ahead currently in the polls. But he didn't spend a lot of time last night talking about Biden or his record.
No, I was very struck by that, and I just want to echo everyone else. He tried repeatedly to get under your skin. You never let him, and it was a real reminder of the briefing room version of you that we saw over many years. I think that he was, look, he went in there, and I had been hearing, and my colleagues had been hearing, there's going to start being a sort of a pivot more toward Biden. That's where the energy is going to be. He's essentially running as an incumbent, Donald Trump, and so there isn't really a Republican field. He doesn't want to give oxygen to his challengers. He can't stop defending himself or talking about himself, and so consequently, he spent almost no time talking about Biden. It was very little. That will be a problem for him, and that is his problem, for years, is that he wants to talk about himself and the past, to Van's point. I think that his folks still feel good about the contrast that he can show, or they think he can show with Biden in terms of doing a format like that. I think they still think that he is going to be able to try to appear dominant or strong, and he's going to try to draw a weakness contrast with Biden. Again, this primary is not over. We should not suggest that he's a nominee. But I think that's where they're going to be looking. What I also was struck by, he cannot help himself on wanting to mix it up and wanting to be on stage. And so, yes, I understand that he's been doing a lot of, I'm not going to debate. I do think there's a real chance he skips at least one and maybe two. It's very hard for me to imagine him seeing a bunch of Republicans on stage talking about him and him, saying, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Yeah. David, what's your sense of how Republicans are responding to what you saw today? And also, the fact that the White House, immediately was like, you want 4 more years of this? They're fundraising off of it.
Well, look, to Van's point on your last point, a lot of Americans don't share this halcyon view of what those years were like. Those years were chaotic. They were exhausting. And, the more you see of Trump as we saw him last night, the more it brings that back. So I think that strategically was smart of them to do it. In terms of how the Republicans reacted, I do think just as a reality check, they reacted the way they did because, as they have been for years, they're fearful of Trump's base, which is the dominant force in Republican politics today. And he is, in fact, I think a fairly substantial frontrunner in this race. There are a lot of Republicans who share other views who wish that weren't so. But you heard it in that room. You know, people say, well, it sounded like a Trump rally. It sounded like a Trump rally because CNN assembled a representative group of Republicans in New Hampshire. He's at 50% in the polls in New Hampshire. The governor of the state is at 11 in those same polls. He is in a dominant position. So that what you saw were a lot of politicians who just didn't want to deal with it and didn't want to comment on it. Some of them who ducked into hallways, and I'd hate to be Manu Raju, who must feel like like he's carrying the plague or something, because every
They're
time people see him with a microphone, they duck into a door and slam the door shut. But they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to offend his base. And one of the things his opponents are going to have to decide is, I mean, are they going to continue to play that game? I saw Tim Scott running into one of those doors. Are you going to continue to let him, behave outrageously and have nothing to say about it? And is that really a winning formula if you're running for
Yeah,
president?
but I would actually just, I think there is some element of what you're saying there. But I recall back in 2015, the same thing was going on. You said, like, when I
What do
was
you
with
mean?
Dr. Carson's campaign, and everybody wanted to talk about what Trump was doing. And they would ask every single one of the 18 of us that were on the ballot at the time, and they would ask people on the Hill, what do you think about Trump? And now, at the time, the stock answer was, there is no way this guy's going to win the primary, right? That we cannot put up with this. Let's talk about serious issues. So I think to some extent, some of these members, now, you showed a sample clipping of some of the members they talked to. I don't know how many he talked to overall, but I think there is some element of, look, we've got serious business that we have to deal with right now. That's the last thing that I want to be talking about.
Yeah, but the problem is it's the last thing that they want to be talking about, I think, in large measure, because there's nothing great to say. And what I was very struck by today, two things. The volume of headlines that you just showed, it just speaks to how much news came out of this town hall. And I think it was important for people to hear where he is on positions, as opposed to just the small groups of reporters who are on the plane with him, or the occasional Newsmax interview that he does, or what have you. So number one, that was important. Number two, I was really struck by the number of people who didn't want to say anything, who have been more vocal in recent months, who had been speaking out about Trump, but didn't today and didn't last night, because I do think that's a mark of his strength in this primary. They see him as heading in a certain direction.
Look, I think it's a wake-up call. People have been very critical of CNN. How can you platform this? How can you do this? This thing is happening. Donald Trump is back, and he is real. Now, the fact that the mainstream media has not paid attention or has been trying to ignore it doesn't mean it's not true. I think now people are aware that this thing is back, it's real, and people got to be very smart about how we're going to deal with it.
Well, I mean, to this point that in 2015, 2016, people didn't respond. They didn't think it was serious and so on. The guy became president of the United States.
Right.
So I think what we saw last night was some of the, look, I'm not endorsing his behavior, and certainly I'm not endorsing his the lying and all of that stuff. But just clinically speaking, his performance skills are pretty substantial. And he knows his base, and he knows how to tickle the funny bone of his base, and he's made himself a martyr incredibly through, now I'm beginning to think that, rather than bricks on a load that will slow his wagon down, these indictments are going to serve as kind of proof that he is somehow being victimized by the deep state who are trying to stop him from winning.
And on that front, one thing to note is we had seen some of these audience members, crowd members. These are either people who are Republicans or they're independents who are voting in the New Hampshire Republican primary. That's what they're called, undeclared voters there. These people weren't walking in MAGA hats or T-shirts. I've been to a million Trump rallies covering them. It wasn't that kind of crowd when you speak to which are those Republicans who were laughing when he was making fun of E. Jean Carroll. It certainly wasn't the whole room. There were certainly some people who felt uncomfortable with that. But Maggie, on the front of what he said about E. Jean Carroll and her attorneys now saying maybe we'll sue him again for defamation after he was just ordered to pay $5 million. Also what he said about the documents, seeming knowingly. Do you think he opened himself up to more legal exposure?
So, I mean, I will tell you that I did a sort of double take in the newsroom when you asked him that question, and he answered the way he did. And that was a very specific moment of the town hall. The second half, you were both standing. His entire body language changed. It's not a topic he likes talking about, as you know. It is a topic he is very worried about, as you know. And he walked himself into trouble. He said, I took them, I'm allowed to. He's done slight variations of that before, but not like that. And most noticeably, he would not rule out definitively that he did not show people classified material in his
said, "Not
possession.
really."
Not really. And then, and
Which
then
is
he said-
not
And then
no.
not that I can recall. I mean, it was a very legal answer.